Hello, beautiful people of the interwebs. Wayne Hackman here, aka Whackstar. Time for an update. So it's been a while since I've put any significant content out, for which I apologise. I'm going to just spill my heart in this video, just to let you know what's happening, where we're at with the bringing light to the unlit project, how we're getting on with the motorbike. I've got a spare 15-20 minutes this morning, and I thought I'd just put a very low effort content out there for the half a dozen of you who have been faithfully following the project, for which I am incredibly grateful. So grab a cup of coffee, pop me on in the background and have a little listen to where we are at, and hopefully we'll all be up to speed and you will be excited about the possibilities that are ahead of us. So where we're at, well, it's been a funny few months. In my real world life, I work for a big international boarding school. I have quite a senior position. I'm a whole school chaplain. And I don't speak about much of that on this channel, not just because I don't want to, but I'm very wary that actually personal life and social life are two very different things. Back in March, one of our students, without going into too much detail, had a very serious accident. And as you can imagine, when a well-liked and well-respected member of a school community has such an accident, it puts everyone into a bit of a flat spin. It was quite a trying and difficult time for our community, and you know, some of you who are watching are aware of the situation, but it kind of put things into perspective, certainly from a professional point of view, that I had a responsibility to ensure that the community that I'm connected with is managing this, and we are managing it, and people have been absolutely amazing throughout this whole process. And maybe you're even one of those individuals who have supported and prayed for the young lady that had this horrendous accident. That being said, I have managed to put a few bits of content out, but the motorbike project and also the building power boxes projects have just taken a slight pause. I'm still building the boxes. Actually, I've got a number of boxes out there ready to go, and even this morning I've just spoken to one of my electricians who is going to go and put some 12-volt lighting into a home that we're going to install a box, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So the project is still happening. It's just, unfortunately, I haven't been able to build as many boxes as I would like. And there are a few reasons because of that. Number one, because work commitments have been quite intense, for which I'm sure you all would understand. Finances haven't been as well. I had hoped that I would get a bit more sponsorship around the journey to pay for the trip and to pay for the boxes. So I've had to look to other sources of income, which is fine, because the whole point of this is to make a difference. But it's that's been a struggle as well. So working out how to pay for and resource the trip and to keep the boxes going has been a bit of a scratch on my head. But sort of working through that. So if you know anybody that want to sponsor the trip or to help with it, that would be fantastic. Continually wanting to build this platform and to turn it into a force for good in our world. We need quite a few forces of good in our world at the moment, as I'm sure that you would all agree. One great thing that has come out of a terrible accident is that the parents of this young lady that had the accident here at school run a school called Mango Tree, actually are involved in an organisation called Mango Tree, and they have a school in Homer Bay, which is where we're hoping to start the cycle ride from, or the motorcycle ride from. And they're in desperate need for solar. So I have provisionally agreed to help them out, but it's a big project and I have no idea how I'm going to gonna afford it, but I'm desperately trying to sort of pull things together so that we can start the whole ride with a really big solar project. I've got a few places where we're going to stop. The trip has modified very, very slightly, just because we will be riding into some pretty strange environment, bandit-ridden areas for which someone or a few people have strongly advised me not to ride into. So we're going to sort of modify the trip, particularly the second part of the trip, to ensure that we are safe, or as safe as we can, but also keeping the spirit of the adventure going as well. So we'll update on that. How's the motorbike doing? Well, the motorbike is fantastic. I'm loving it. I've only been riding it around the local community that I'm in, and it's doing really, really well. The one thing I love so much so is if I need to quickly go somewhere, in my previous motorbikes, that particularly if it's a cold start, it can take a while to crank it and get it going. With the electric motorbike, it's just flip it off, park, and away you go, which is very, very refreshing, because there were some days with my previous motorbike where I needed to get somewhere quickly. I go down to start it, and for whatever reason, it was a pain to start. And so that's very refreshing, just being able to turn a key and go, particularly with the electric motorbike. So I really, really appreciate that. So the motorbike's great. I'm already thinking about some modifications. I've got some panniers that I want to talk about. I think the one thing that I'm immediate change I'm going to make is that when you come with the motorbike, it actually has a side stand, a centre stand, and actually what I've noticed is the centre stand over rougher road hits the rocks and things like that. So I'm going to remove the centre stand. I don't think it needs it. It's quite a light bike, and so that will actually hopefully remove a couple of kilos of weight and give it more ground clearance. That's my only criticism with it at the moment. I've had a really good conversation with Rome. They're going to help with extra batteries when we do the big trip, which is very, very exciting. I'm pulling together a small support team for the ride as well. I've got an electrician that's going to come with us, a guy called Stephen, who is going to help wire in the electrical boxes. He's one of the guys that helps me wire electrical boxes into needy homes. I've got another guy called Ryan coming, who's going to be the driver. He's going to drive my Nissan Patrol, for which we're going to put some of these power boxes in and just have a support vehicle. My hope is that I don't need to rely on the support vehicle, but it would be quite nice that if we're able to sort of camp in the same spots and things like that, and then if things go terribly, terribly wrong, at least I know that Stephen and Ryan are not too far away and they can come and pick the motorbike up and take it to somewhere where we can either repair it and continue the journey or say sorry, it's not happening. I've been experimenting with technology. I went to Rhino Charge a couple of weeks ago, which is a big charitable event, and experimented with live streaming. I picked myself up a second-hand Insta 360 X3, and this thing is remarkable. It's just I'm going to make a few videos about this, and that's going to make filming the project really, really exciting. And also I use it in the 360 in the live stream. That was a big experiment, and its capabilities are fantastic. So go and check over the live stream. I'm going to make a video about that, my experiences there, and how to get that better. So I've got lots of videos in the can. Now I'm fortunate that in 2 weeks' time school closes here, and so I'll be travelling back to the UK for a month and a bit, and so I'm going to be able to go into full flown, let's get this project ready for Christmas, let's try and build more boxes, let's try and get sponsors. So you will see more of me over the sort of the summer break, so please keep subscribing, keep clicking like on the video, sharing. I am desperate to find sponsors, if I'm honest. That's the bit that is keeping me up at night, and if I'm honest, causing family friction as well. Really, really want to try and get the motorcycle bit sorted out so that I can really invest in building boxes and bringing light to those people who don't have electricity. And that's the real kind of push of the project. I've been quite inspired by the Ryan Trahan videos that he's traveling across every state in the United States, and he's raising money for an organisation called St. Jude's. And it's only a dream to have that kind of level of transaction or interaction on a project. And even if I get like 5% of the interest that he's been getting so far, this project would be far will achieve goals far greater than I possibly could imagine. Anyway, look, I genuinely want to thank you. There was a point a few weeks ago where I thought about giving up. That thought does pop into the back of my head every now and then. It has been a really complicated couple of months, and I'm not saying that to get the sympathy vote, because I know people make videos and for sympathy, and and then everyone goes, I'm sorry. This is not that type of video, but it's I'm wondering if we're hitting June. I've been thinking about this for the last 6 months. We've got 6 months to go. Look, if it's not going to work, it's not going to work, and I'll tell you guys. I don't want you guys to come along on a trip that's going to fall apart. But I really would like this to work, and I would really like to sort of come out on this with a bigger community base. Would love to come out on this having not plummeted my entire family into unfair debt, and I would like to come out of this, most importantly, having transformed families and communities across Kenya, bringing power where power is needed. That's where I'm at. I've got a few videos in the can that I'm hoping to work on today. I've got a quiet day today, so hopefully you'll see a bit more content. I am very, very grateful for all who have supported, and grateful if you've even got this far in the video. Thank you. Please rate and subscribe, comment, buy a coffee if you've got 5 minutes. It's always received well. Coffee is what keeps my brain active. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and look forward to updating you soon. Bye.